This is the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast. Hayes Realty is a team of former Big Five banking foreclosure specialists committed to helping homeowners win in the real estate market. Their knowledge of the foreclosure banking industry, combined with their deep understanding of the Southern California real estate market, have enabled them to meet the needs of many homeowners facing foreclosure. Here's the host of your show, Emmett Hayes.
What's going on, everybody? This is Emmett Hayes with the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast. Thanks for tuning in another week with us. We appreciate all the love and the support we've been getting. Nothing like when you got the people supporting your movement. It's greatly appreciated. So anyway, this week, I want to talk about poor financial planning. I got an email from a listener a few weeks back, and they asked me, how does gentrification start? I said, well, one of the ways it starts is poor financial planning. And she was kind of confused, like, what do you mean poor financial planning? And I said, let me give you an example. Grandma needs some money to live the rest of her years out. Nobody in the family, her daughters, her sons, or her sisters, or nobody has any money to give grandma. So grandma has to pull equity out of the house. So she pulls equity out of the house via a reverse mortgage. Now, what people got to understand is when a reverse mortgage is used on a house, money's pulled out, equity is pulled out of the house, that reverse mortgage is due once the person, whoever that is, usually is grandma, once they pass away, that reverse mortgage is due. So what does that mean? That means that somebody in the family has to be able to purchase that house or have the money to pay whatever equity that was pulled out back. Usually it's hundreds of thousands. So they don't have the money to pay it back. And a lot of times, family members, they're not in the position to buy the family house. Their credit not right. Maybe they don't have no savings. It's things like that, which in turn allows the house to either go onto the active market to be sold, or a lot of times the family just fights and fights and fights. But the thing is those lenders that do those reverse mortgages don't play. Once the person passes away, that mortgage is due. And there's not really much you can do about it. They gon' want their money. They want it. They're like, yeah, miss me. You either pay the mortgage off, sell the house, or we gonna take the house. So because none of the family members are in a position to buy the house is sold on the active market. And usually grandma's house is what they call a fixer. She's been living in it a long time. It's probably outdated. The floor of the house is probably not like how it needs to be. So it needs work. So in turn, who buys it? An investor. And that's going to happen whether it's sold on the active market or if the house is foreclosed on and sold at the foreclosure auction. Either way, investors are buying it because it's a fixer. And now here is a quick word from our sponsors.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee.
Order your bag of EH3 coffee at eh3coffee.com, or you can find us at walmart.com.
If you are a health professional struggling to make sense of the recent job uncertainties within our nation, maybe you're frustrated with pay cuts, extended shifts, or lacking the willpower to take on more responsibilities. Join us for License to Live, the conference, on July 16th and 17th at the Philadelphia Marriott Old City. If you are seeking enlightenment in these dark times, join us for conversations of hope, inspiration, and motivation to ignite your career into the passion you desire. Listen to a full panel of talented, award-winning, and prestigious speakers full of the advice, knowledge, and insight you need to push through these difficult times. Hosted by award-winning author, speaker, and career coach, Dr. Jarrett Patton. Licensed to Live, the conference is a kickstart for anyone in need of a reboot or refresh at any stage in their career. Get your ticket today at licensed2live.com. That's LICENSEDTOLIVE.com. This is Dr. Jarrett Patton. You are listening to the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast.
So then what happens next? The investor buys it, fixes it up, and then the end buyer buys the house. That's how gentrification starts. Because the family members of those houses weren't in a position to buy the house once grandma passed away, because grandma had a reverse mortgage on it because she didn't have enough money to live out the rest of her days. It all starts from poor financial planning, or maybe something happened. She had to spend a bunch of money. Either way, that's how it starts. So the key is trying to figure out how to prevent that from happening. One of the ways to prevent it is for the family, once you find out that grandma or your mom or has gotten a reverse mortgage, then you need to start thinking about what's going to happen once she passes away. What's going to happen with the house? Are y'all just going to let it go? Are you just going to sell it? Or are you going to try to keep it in the house, in the family? I would suggest trying to keep it in the family. So what needs to happen? You need to prepare yourself to be able to buy that house. So let's just say your credit's not right. You need to start fixing your credit. You need to start paying off some of them debts that you have, some of those collections. You need to start getting it right. You need to start saving up that money, because once your mom or your grandma passes, you want to be in a position to get the house, keep it in the family. Now, this, of course, only happens if there's a reverse mortgage pulled out on the property. Unfortunately, reverse mortgages are pulled out on the properties quite often. Now, the more obvious way to keep the house in the family is do not pull out equity on the house. That's the more obvious way. No reverse mortgages. So in order to do that, got to be in a position to support grandma or your mom. Put yourself in a position, because if not, you're just going to sit back and do nothing, and then the house will go into foreclosure, get sold, and then it's gone. So poor financial planning is one of the main reasons why neighborhoods get gentrified. They end up losing the house or selling the house. Somebody comes in, fixes it up, and then sells it to an end user at a significantly higher price. So in order to prevent that, make sure you put yourself in a position. Talk to everybody in your family. Talk to everybody. Figure it out. Say, if she got a reverse mortgage, we need to be able to make sure we can buy it or pay it off once she passes. If not, we're going to lose the house. So the first step is knowing. We hope that this really helps people out there, because this is a very important thing, and families are constantly losing their houses, selling the houses once the older family members pass on. And you want to be able to try to keep those properties in the family. So you got to put yourself in a position to do that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Till next time, we'll holla at everybody. Take care now. Do you need any help with any real estate needs? Maybe you need to sell a home, or maybe you're looking to buy a home, or maybe you're going through foreclosure and need help in navigating through that. Reach out to Hayes Realty for all things real estate. Give us a call at 1-800-217-0034. We got you.